Hi there, everybody. How are you doing? Good, good. So we should be live on Facebook. We are. We've got Liv, who's already joined us. Hi, Liv. How are you? Nice to see you. We're going to get started. I'll hand over to Sarah. We'll get started. If you've got any questions as we go through, please feel free to pop them in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Let's get started. Sarah, over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So we've got our special guest, Biss, with us today, who's one of our tour managers. A lot of you may have been on trips with her over the past, but we just thought it'd be nice to bring someone else along and for you to find out a little bit more about what's been going on. So Biss, if we just start off, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been involved with different travel?
Yeah, I live in Bristol with my family, who are all at home at the moment because of the good old lockdown. So we're all working with my husband in his publishing company and dreaming of far off places, of course. I've been working with different travel for 4 years now, which has been fantastic. I've been lucky enough to go on 9 trips, the majority of which are to countries I've never been to before. So it's been brilliant. I was introduced by a good friend of mine who actually went to university with Sarah, so that's how I got involved in the first instance. But it's great.
Fantastic. Just going to say a quick hello. We've got a few more people that have joined us. So hi there, Mark from St. Luke's. It's good to see you. And Alan and Adam, great to see you as well. Feel free to drop some comments in the box below if you have any questions.
So what was your first different travel trip, Biss?
It was the Sahara Trek back in 2016. So it was a lovely small group. It's sort of quite a short trip, but again, I'd never been to Morocco before, so it was great. And camping out in the desert under a full moon, away from civilization, with just a few people. I mean, it was really special. It was just fantastic. We actually even had a sandstorm on the last day, which was epic. So we actually had to scurry away to a bit of civilization on the last night because we just wouldn't have been able to put everything up, but it all added to the adventure and the challenge, so it was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's a magical trip, that, isn't it? Especially as you say, that camping out in the desert. It's something really special.
Yeah, really. And walking up sand dunes just as the sun's going down, and you just feel like you're the only people in the whole world. It's just amazing. Yeah.
And that night sky as well, I would say that is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. You never expect to see the Milky Way with the naked eye. It's just so amazing, kind of going to sleep under the stars and having that kind of sense of just being in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, that is, all adds to the excitement, really, I think.
It definitely does, yeah. So, I mean, we've been talking about kind of the Sahara, but is there anywhere in particular that you've been dreaming about whilst we've been in lockdown at the minute and not able to travel? Where's been on your mind?
Well, this is probably going to be a bit of a surprise, but where I love being most, and it's not even that far away, it's just down in Dorset, where I've got a lot of family, because the walking down there is so lovely, and swimming in the sea, and just even just being close by, but it feels so close and yet so far at the moment. It's sort of very tempting to scurry away down there when we were all told to stay put, but no, still stuck here in Bristol. But also dreaming about all sorts of other adventures that I've had, and hopefully to have in the future as well. What about you lot? What are you all dreaming about?
Where do we begin?
Well, I'm supposed to be on holiday in Indonesia at the moment, so I'm doing a fair amount of daydreaming about that, but I know I'll get there another time, just all on hold now, unfortunately.
I was meant to be in Malaysia this week.
You were meant to be away as well, Ruby,
Yeah, we were meant to be driving up the east coast of Malaysia this week for my dad's 60th and visiting some family friends. So we've postponed it, so it'll happen probably for Mum's 60th now. So.
Oh, that's nice.
What about you, Lexi?
Well, I should have just been back from the Sahara a week and a bit ago. So, talking about how amazing it is, it does kind of make me feel a little bit sad that I wasn't there. But equally, you know, like yourselves, the trip's been postponed, so I'll have the opportunity to go later on in the year. We've had a great comment actually from Mark from St Luke's Hospice, talking about his first trek, which was with Graham, our tour manager to the Sahara last year. He comments that he had an amazing time, and the moon and the stars were something else. So, you know, I think everyone that's gone on that trip can agree that it is just a magical experience. So yeah, it's bittersweet thinking about that, but that's what's on my mind at the moment.
So going back to you then, Biss, what would you say has been your most memorable trip that you've done with Biss and Travel over the years?
Well, again, I was lucky enough at the sort of last minute to be slotted into a trip to Myanmar 2 or 3 years ago, which was actually a cycle trip, which meant that you got to all the through little villages and right into the background. And we took the overnight train from Yangon up to Mandalay, which is sort of so exotic, isn't it? And it was just amazing. And I thought getting on the bikes was fantastic, you know, and we also, you know, cruised down the river, and the people are so friendly, and it's a place I thought I'd probably never ever get to. So it was an amazing opportunity that I grabbed very quickly when it came my way. So yeah, that was a special trip.
I think one of those kinds of trips, it's really nice because what you're getting so far off the beaten track, and you get to really kind of absorb yourself into the culture and learn a bit more about the real country, rather than kind of sticking to the main tourist routes. Was there anything particular that kind of cropped up in the trip that sort of really reflected that community experience?
Well, it was great because it was a charity, an architectural charity called Project 25.
Article 25, yeah.
Yeah, and their charity is to help with architectural structures, or their expertise for medical centres. So their big project at the time was actually doing the air conditioning for the main hospital in Yangon. But the actual tour that we did, we were visiting lots and lots of small medical rural centres to see how they could improve the air quality, the sort of through, you know, because it gets so hot. So that really meant we got into really, you know, far off places, off the beaten track. And the people were so friendly and so appreciative of everything we were doing. So it was great, and just going into these tiny little medical centres in the middle of nowhere was just amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's what makes a lot of these trips memorable, is the people you get to meet, and it isn't just a holiday, is it? You're actually getting into the nitty gritty of the community that you're visiting. So absolutely. So have you sorry, Biss, go on.
So I suppose for that one, it was a project as well as the challenge. The challenge, you know, we were cycling 90 Ks a day, I think, but also they were working at the same time. So they were, you know, interviewing people and taking photographs and making drawings and stuff. So, you know, it was pretty hard work as well as incredibly.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the feeling. The trips that I've been on have been project based, so it's a hard day slog, and then the challenge stuck on at the end of it, but it's just incredible.
Just going to say a quick hello to, we've had a few more people joining us. Hi there, Megan and Kelly. Ian Williamson, thanks for your comment. He mentioned about trekking in Nepal and helping to build a house in the local community. It's the kind of thing that you know, it's really, really special and gives people that opportunity to kind of really help the community. We've also had a message from Adam, celebrating 10 years this year since we trekked to Kilimanjaro. I was the tour leader on Adam's trip, and it was just a magical experience. Miss you so much, Adam and the team. It was a great time, and I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's unbelievable. And hi also to Dave and Colin, who's just joined us as well. Do keep on popping your comments and notes in the box there below. Over to you, Rubia.
So Biss, what's your next different travel trip then?
Well, I am so looking forward to it. I'm going to Nepal in November, and it's with the charity that actually I went to Iceland with 2 years ago. We went and did a 3 Peaks Challenge volcano climb, which was fantastic, and a great group of people. So I'm very much hoping lots of them are going to be on the trip in November. And it's going to be a challenge as well as a project. So we'll be doing some climbing and walking Himalayas, which I just can't wait. I've never been to Nepal, so that'll be great. And also getting stuck in and doing some give back in the country is I think really rewarding. So apart from the Myanmar trip, I've either just done challenges or projects, whereas this will be the combination. So I'm really, and you've probably all been to Nepal, have you?
Yeah.
All 3 of us have been at Nepal.
Yeah.
And that trek is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the one that Ian was mentioning in his comment. It is just the most beautiful surrounded by all of those high Himalaya peaks. Amazing food, fantastic trek team that we work with over there. So yeah, no, it's a really good trip. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Hope it lives up to your expectations.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to that.
It's definitely a magical country. I think you go there kind of with an open mind, and you just get blown away by kind of the sights, the sounds, and the cultural experience as well. It's one of my favorite countries in the world. It's just magical. So yeah, you're definitely going to have an amazing time. I've got a question for you, a little bit different. If you could go on an adventure with 3 people, past or present, real or fictional, who would they be and why?
Well, another place I've always wanted to go. I have worked a lot in Africa because I used to work in African travel.
Mm-hmm.
But a place and a time, I wanted to go to the Serengeti to see the migration. And I would love to go with David Attenborough and actually a guy who used to run a small private sort of camping organization, and he's called Nigel Perks. He's actually a Kiwi guy, and but you get off the beaten track right into the middle of nowhere. And Nigel was lucky enough in his years ago to take David Attenborough on safari. And it had been his boyhood dream. And I remember him saying he was so excited that David agreed or, was going to come out. He was obviously doing some filming, and he was just sort of, wanting to see what he's like. I think at the time he was already in his 70s. And of course, he's much older now. But at the time, he just was so excited because David arrived, and first thing he wanted to do was get his binoculars and get out there. To him, every single day, every single moment is exciting, and there's something you can. And so I would love. I know that's only 2 people, but I think my husband as well. Then
afterthought.
But yeah, I think camping in the Serengeti with David Attenborough would be amazing.
Yeah, that would take some beating, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
So would you say that's your dream destination, or?
Well, to see the migration, I think just to be in the whole sort of the wildebeest and the zebras and and all the predators that accompany them, and be right in the middle of it, I think must. And also, if you ever got to the Mara River to see the crocodiles, sorry, that's very gory, but watching the wildebeest crossing the Mara River with the crocodiles waiting, that must be something else. But not. If I could ever do that, that's would be my ultimate. Yeah.
It's a magnificent place. I've been fortunate to visit the Masai Mara and the Serengeti, and it's one of those places where you just get blown away by the huge amount of animals that you see. I remember one particular safari that I did where our guide said to us, "Which animals would you like to see today?" And so we kind of jokingly said, "We would like to see some leopards today." not expecting to see any. And at the end of that day, we saw 3 leopards, which
Oh,
is
wow.
very, very unusual. So it was just amazing. It's, yeah, by far for me, the best place to go and see wildlife is that particular area. It's wonderful. So I'm sure you'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess sort of thinking of beginning to round things back, what overall then do you enjoy about your time with different travel? What have you sort of enjoyed most, I guess, about working with us over the years?
Well, I absolutely sort of love getting emails from different travel. I always think, oh, what are they going to say now? What little adventures am I going to, come across? Everyone is, all the other tour managers is great, and we love getting together. We try and get together at Christmas, and also quite a lot of us get together when there are walks. As a team, we go and support sort of charity walks here. So we get together in the evenings and chat about our adventures, and it's just a great team spirit. Everyone loves being out in the outdoors, meeting people, never quite sure what's going to be happening the next day. So it's lovely being with like-minded people who love all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just never quite sure what's round the corner. Hoping for a new adventure. Yeah, we can all sit and dream at the moment, can't we?
There's nothing wrong with that. We've had a question in on Facebook from Liv asking about your greatest memories from your trips. And I know we've kind of covered this a little bit already, but is there anything else that you wanted to kind of add? Great memories that you've had, experiences from your different travel trips?
Yes, I've been on one of the school trips actually to Uganda. That was fantastic, taking school children from the UK to go and visit a school out in Uganda, which they do sort of on quite a regular basis. And the children over there, I mean, actually it's brilliant for the English children as well as the Ugandan children, getting together, learning from each other, appreciating what they've got. So that's great. Another, my Iceland trip I loved because, climbing a volcano on a glacier and all being roped together with crevasses, and the weather on the day that we particularly did the biggest challenge was fantastic, and you could see the sea from the volcano. We were sort of all you're on the glacier. So that was a particularly exciting place. But yeah, I've been to Zambia and to Vietnam, and lots of countries that I'd never been to before, and China. That was another amazing one, walking along the Great Wall. Well, until you get there, you just can't comprehend how incredible the wall is, and how it was great because on different days you go to different sections of it. So some bits have been renovated and look like you would expect them to, and other bits are the older bits. But the challenge was quite a good challenge. It was long days walking. Amazing food in China. Yeah, so that was another great trip.
Wow, I mean, you've done a lot of different amazing challenges and some incredible memories that you've shared there with us. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Oh, pleasure. It's nothing more I like than talking about my trips.
So we're just kind of rounding up now, just see if there's any more questions that have come in, and then we'll finish off for the day. We've just had a couple of comments in. Lucy has said the best, most amazing and life-changing experiences she has ever had was trek to Triund for cats protection, and Sarah was the tour manager. Thanks so much, Lucy, for your comment there. I'll leave that one to Sarah to respond.
No, that was a pretty amazing trip, and made even more special by our trek dog that accompanied us throughout. He was a stray dog. He joined us on day one, and he trekked with the group the whole way through until the very end, taking care of us at night, looking after people if they were a bit feeling a bit rough or slowing down. He was a special dog that made an incredible trek even more enjoyable.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a big one.
Okay, well, thank you so much to everyone that's commented and joined in with our discussion today. Thank you so much, Biss, for joining us, Sarah and Rubia for asking some questions, and we look forward to coming back live with you at some point next week.
Absolutely. Have a good week, everyone.
Have a great week. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.